finally, indeed. Steelers 365 brought to you by Mr. Magic Car Wash. Still in last place, the Pittsburgh Steelers with that big win in the AFC North. But third place on the line at Heinz Field coming up this Sunday, 4 o'clock. And who knows, blackout maybe. Black terrible towels. Keep that rubber ducky out in the river for another week. Could be actually a good atmosphere. I'm sure it will be, actually. The Ravens always bring that. And Steeler Nation, the true Steeler Nation, were in front of their TVs across the country, across the world, watching that game yesterday. At 0-4, that's what it took. You had to be a true fan to stick with this Pittsburgh Steelers squad. And early, boy, was it brutal. Early, how about pregame? When the new trainee, your backup tackle, maybe your tackle of the future this year, Levi Brown, somehow manages to injure a triceps muscle in pregame warmups. Only the 0-4 Steelers can deliver news like that before the opening kickoff. And the first couple of snaps, first couple of series were ugly. Roethlisberger throwing screen passes off 2 helmets in one fell swoop. But this game started to change with help from Geno Smith, of course. But the Steelers defense got a goal line stand, 3rd and 1 at the 2. They hold the Jets to a field goal. They get down 3-0, but follow it up with some big plays from their stars, right? 3rd and 15. Antonio Brown has had a magical run here, a 3-week stretch where he's caught more balls than anybody since Hines Ward in 2002 over a 3-week period. And he comes up with a wide receiver screen that gets him 16 yards and a first down. Heath Miller is just a couple of months removed from triple ligament knee surgery. December, the injury happened, but this is an Adrian Peterson-esque comeback for Heath, and he makes a great catch, 31 yards on 2nd and 18. The Steelers tie it. Jason World shows up and gets a sack. Gets past the attempted block of Bilal Powell, who really struggled to protect Geno Smith yesterday. And next thing you know, the Steelers have momentum. They start to believe. Field goal, field goal, field goal into the second half. And the big 55-yard touchdown pass to Emmanuel Sanders, where you've got to get Todd Haley a lot of credit. Place in the field at 3rd and 2, midfield range, where typically in years past we've seen those big plays from Ben Roethlisberger. Usually it was Mike Wallace, but Sanders takes advantage of maybe a gimpy Antonio Cromartie, maybe not. Either way, he had been nicked up earlier in the week. He decided to play. And this is the type of offense that we thought last year with Wallace the Steelers might have an argument for the best receiving core in football. Sanders is showing up. Brown is one of the best receivers in football. The big question will be coming forward here as to whether the Steelers can get back in the race. And I do think if they beat Baltimore, they're tied with Baltimore in terms of losses. And you look around the AFC, and there are clearly a top 5, Chiefs and Broncos. Colts look like if they win tonight, they're well on their way to handling the South. The Bengals at 4-2, they're squeaking by every week. The division's still in the mix. Patriots with a big comeback win, but there's clearly one wild card team and maybe still the division in hand. So this thing is not over yet. The thing is, in the next couple of weeks, can the Steelers find an offensive line good enough, and by good enough, the standards that Ben Roethlisberger has played with here in his 2 Super Bowl appearances under Mike Tomlin have been pretty low, pretty poor. So he's been here before. Beachum got a little bit better as the game went along. Mike Adams got a week off. Maybe Marc-Andre Fleury sent over his sports psychologist for the week. I don't know. Get Mike Adams away from things. Get him back. Perhaps Max Starks is the next call. Can they get a little bit better? A little bit better. Le'Veon Bell back in the mix. Vince Williams on defense is showing up a little bit. But if your stars play like this week in and week out, this team has got a chance to win and go 7-4. Perhaps scrape out an 8-8 season. Might be good enough for the playoffs. Not done yet here in Pittsburgh with the Steelers and a big win, 19-6 over the Jets to get it started.